Welcome to Ignite News on 6 at 6. It's Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. I'm Rihanna Nikram. Thanks for joining us. Here are the headlines. The World Trade Center Georgetown will officially launch in October, just in time to partner with the Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce in hosting the International Business Conference. Former TNT Minister of Security Gary Griffith says Venezuela is playing victim after threatening the security of Trinidad and Guyana for years. Guyana's gas entry project at Wales is 68% complete. And Tourism and Hospitality Association President Mitch Kumar says the back-to-back hosting of the Caribbean Premier League in Guyana has boosted tourism. The World Trade Center WTC Georgetown will officially launch in October, Executive Director Wesley Curtin has announced. The local trade center is playing a major role in this year's International Business Conference, IBC, in collaboration with the Suriname-Guyana Chamber of Commerce. The IBC is slated for October 14th to 16th, and according to Curtin, the World Trade Center Georgetown official launching event will take place just a few days prior. Speaking on one of the latest editions of Ignite Insights, Curtin spoke about the significance of the collaboration and how the Trade Center is assisting local companies in becoming globally competitive.
As a strategic partner, we think we bring to the effort a pool of companies, professionals, and so on, who can tap into what is being offered at this conference, which is access to information, access to policy, how to strategic, how to do particular things to be able to be successful businesses, successful investors.
He added, as part of a network of more than 300 trade centers across 102 countries, the Trade Center is seeking to widen the scope of the conference's participants.
The focus of the World Trade Center Georgetown is primarily to help MSMEs, SMEs, micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. We want to help to, not alone, but working with other organizations, other agencies, to help to, to prepare businesses, these smaller and micro businesses, to be competitive and to be sustainably profitable.
Curtin explained that the success of these businesses will be based on their ability to produce for the export market, since the local market is not large enough to facilitate long-term sustainability. Hence, he noted the collaboration is essential for aiding businesses to become better equipped and more efficient in delivery of goods and services. Former National Security Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Gary Griffith, has warned that the Maduro regime in Venezuela poses a serious threat to Caribbean peace and security. In a post on his Facebook page today, Griffith defended Trinidad and Guyana against new threats from Caracas, which has vowed to respond if either country supports U.S. forces stationed in the southern Caribbean. Venezuela Defense Minister Vladimir Pedrino Lopez said Guyana and Trinidad would face consequences if they assist the Americans, whom he accused of increasing surveillance and acting aggressively toward Venezuela.
This is a clear situation for years of being the aggressor and now trying to play victim. It is Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana are the ones under threat, not Venezuela. The warning issued recently by Venezuela's defense minister against Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana is as dangerous as it is ironic. For years, it has not been Trinidad and Tobago or Guyana threatening Venezuela. In fact, it has been the other way around, where the Maduro regime, their actions have destabilized our regions and threatened both Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana in recent times.
Griffith accused Venezuela of playing the victim after years of aggressive actions, citing repeated attacks on Guyanese soldiers, incursions in the Guyanese waters, and ongoing disputes over the Essequibo region. He called these violations a source of constant instability. He also highlighted the pressure Venezuelan migration has placed on Trinidad's resources and the security risks posed by cross-border drug trafficking, human smuggling, and illegal firearms. Griffith criticized Venezuela's claims that it can go anywhere to apprehend alleged tourists, calling the statement's deliberate rhetoric to justify invading another country.
Let us be clear. The real danger to peace in our region is not Trinidad and Tobago nor Guyana. It is based on the Maduro government who drew first blood and have continued to threaten Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana.
He stressed that the Caribbean must remain a zone of peace, relying on CARICOM and international partners to ensure regional stability. With about 68% of the overall project completed and the power plant 74% done, contractors are ramping up work to cut electricity costs and boost national supply.
Definitely, during the latter part of 2026, the people of Guyana will be benefiting from electricity at a reduced cost from this project. And As you can see, during the tour here, we're happy that work is progressing nicely. At this site, we've already have the forest component completed, in the sense that we are being able to do the pipeline to bring the gas to shore on site.
To accelerate construction, new facilities are being built for 400 more workers who will operate on 12-hour shifts. Already, the concrete foundation for one of the turbines has been poured, with another foundation set to begin soon.
Our government is putting our manifesto that electricity price has to be cut in half. This is how important this plant is to us, delivering it. The first task of the day is for us to come here to make sure that we are here to communicate to the contractor as well that we want the plant to finish in 2026.
When completed, the project will generate 300 megawatts of power, laying the foundation for Ghana's industrial transformation. Lands are already designated for new industries at Wales, including a fertilizer plant, a glass factory, and a data center. The gas-to-energy project remains a top government priority, with officials insisting it is on track to change how Guyana powers its future. When returned, PNCR faces uncertainty as more members resign. Management of the Haags Bosch landfill to be overhauled, and the brand Guyana has launched a gondola at Massey.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Welcome back. Senior members of the PNCR continue to resign, causing uncertainty for the party's future. The People's National Congress reform is facing fresh uncertainty following the resignation of its chairman, Sherwin Holder, just 1 day after executive member Mervyn Williams stepped down. Long-standing member Robert Wayne Mason has also announced he will leave the party. These departures have sparked speculation about growing dissatisfaction with opposition leader Aubrey Norton's leadership and recent parliamentary appointments. At the center of debate is businessman Terence Campbell, who previously called the APNU AFC coalition untenable and was involved in unsuccessful negotiations between the two parties. His appointment to Parliament has raised concerns that long-serving members are being overlooked in favor of newer entrants. Campbell will now lead a reconstituted opposition team, joined by returning MPs Coretta MacDonald, Ganesh Mahipal, and Nima Natasha Fulbes. Other members include political commentator Dr. David Hines, educator Riaz Zakir Rupnarain, former MP Sherrod Avery Duncan, Linden Mayor Sharma Rahim Solomon, attorney Dr. Dexter Todd, gospel artist and entrepreneur Saiku Andrews, and PNCR Vice Chairman Vincera H. Jordan. Residents near the Haags Bosch landfill are facing worsening conditions with foul odors, smoke, and more trucks and waste entering the site each day. Newly appointed Minister of Local Government Priyamani Chan says the problem has escalated so much that the landfill's management must be overhauled to protect public health and quality of life.
We have to now increase our capacity of management. I'm going to be working very closely with the First Lady, who has done an amazing job beautifying different villages and communities in Guyana. We're going to be doing that, but we are also going to be looking at solid waste management in NDCs and in smaller villages as well as in a large way in regions. So that's just something that's on the cards that we will be doing.
The surge is dramatic. Haags Bosch, which used to handle about 400 tons of solid waste per day, is now seeing volumes triple. What used to be around 100 trucks dumping daily has jumped to between 300 and 400. Communities like Eccles, Prospect, and Windsor have repeatedly complained that the landfill's odor and smoke now make daily life uncomfortable and even unhealthy.
As you know, we said we wanted our communities to be safe and sanitary and wholesome, and make sure it's nice smelling and nice looking, and the children and families could enjoy the outdoors in the afternoons. In some of these landfill sites, we have some arising issues that have to be dealt with.
Minister Manchan says her ministry, working closely with the First Lady's beautification initiatives, is already moving forward with a multi-pronged strategy, expanding management capacity at Haags Bosch, improving solid waste collection across neighborhood councils and smaller communities, and upgrading infrastructure like sorting, recycling, and controlling emissions. The Guyana Office for Investment, in collaboration with the Guyana Marketing Corporation, and the Ghana National Bureau of Standards will launch a brand Guyana gondola at Massey Mega Turkine this Saturday. The gondola, permanent feature at Massey's Turkine and Providence branches, will showcase products certified under the GNBS Made in Ghana program. The initiative aims to boost visibility for Guyanese products, strengthen consumer confidence, and support the local manufacturing sector. Items on display will include traditional delicacies, snacks, beverages, condiments, and health foods, all meeting high-quality standards. Head of Go Invest, Dr. Peter Ramsrud, called the launch a declaration. The Guyanese products are competitive, high quality, and export-ready. GNBS Executive Director Trevor Basu highlighted how the gondola gives producers a platform to consistently meet consumer expectations, while GMC General Manager Tishana Lal said it marks a proud milestone for Ghana's agro-processing sector. Massey Store's Mega Manager Simone Savory added that the dedicated space will help local products stand out and connect with a broad consumer base, showcasing national creativity and industry. Ghana's education sector is cooking up something new. EduFM, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, has launched its first ever What's in the Oven baking competition. The initiative is about more than food. It aims to nurture creativity, boost academic performance, and help students apply classroom knowledge to the food and hospitality industry. Organizers say the competition also strengthens teamwork and presentation skills, giving students hands-on experience in employability.
We want to see that rate being higher next year, and I know Dr. Tularam will be nodding. There he is. So we want to see it being higher next year. So in light of that, we wanted to curate a showcase that wasn't just fun, but it was also interactive for students and one that aligns with the real expectations of a CSEC practical and the food and culinary industry within Guyana.
Participants are challenged to prepare uniform cheese straws, judging on taste, creativity, hygiene, and professional presentation. Leading figures from Ghana's hospitality and nutrition sectors serve as judges, using the same standards as the industry.
The incredible work that is being done by the different departments to ensure that you have successful events, but not just successful events, but creative and innovative, as was said before. Because no longer can we think within four walls, no longer can we think within a box, because if we are to do it that way, we will not be able to grow, we will not be able to transform, we will not be able to keep up with contemporary times, and we will not be able to master competitions. So we have to ensure that we are working outside of the box and also in an environment that facilitates the growth of creativity and innovation.
Education Minister Sonia Parag adds, we can no longer think within four walls. Creativity and technical skills must grow if we are to transform and keep pace with the times. The competition is one of the first events on the Education Month calendar. Officials hope it will inspire students to explore careers in culinary arts, food science, and entrepreneurship. While only one team will win, the initiative is being celebrated as a win for innovation in the classroom. When we come back, Minister Susan Rodriguez outlines her vision for Destination Guyana. The Caribbean Premier League continues to boost tourism, and Slingers Football Club clinches the Elite League title.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
You're watching Night News on 6 at 6. Thanks for staying with us. The new Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce is making big promises for tourism. Minister Susan Rodriguez has pledged to position Guyana as a premier international destination while improving the ease of doing business. On Monday, Rodriguez officially assumed leadership of the ministry, where she was welcomed by Permanent Secretary Roger Rogers and senior officials from the Ghana Tourism Authority, the National Bureau of Standards, the Competition and Consumer Affairs Commission, and the Small Business Bureau. Outlining her vision, Rodriguez emphasized promoting Destination Guyana by instilling patriotism and encouraging citizens to act as ambassadors. She also stressed the importance of government efficiency and private sector growth, in line with President Irfan Ali's development agenda. Rodriguez said she is eager to work with her leadership team to strengthen tourism, industry, and commerce. describing the portfolio as one that has long inspired her. Destination Guyana may already be receiving a boost from cricket. With 2 successful tournaments hosted back-to-back in Guyana, the Caribbean Premier League is greatly benefiting the local tourism sector. That's according to Mr. Ramkumar, president of the Tourism and Hospitality Association of Guyana, who spoke on the latest edition of Ignite Insights.
What it does is catapults the industry. It gives, when you can host as a destination, when you can host an event, a big sporting event, it gets you into that market. So you are now able to do other sporting events and any entertainment event because you have the capacity to do it. And so building the industry, and that is what it does. It builds the industry, and when you create a flow, you create attraction to the industry, to the destination.
Ramkumar said local businesses, hotels, restaurants, and tour operators hosting participating teams all benefit directly from CPL events. He added the tournaments create an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive, with tourism operators also seeing an upsurge in bookings.
It's an industry that is building, a market that's being built, and a whole sector and a segment within the tourism industry that is being built. It's gone to a huge level, and I believe it's growing 100 times fold every time the season comes back. And it's not only CPL, but CPL, I would say, is the biggest sporting event tournament that we have in Guyana.
Ramkumar explained that the diaspora plays a significant role in the tourism and hospitality market, as many Guyanese return home to experience event and tourism destinations. The rising consumer capacity, he noted, benefits everyone, including supermarkets, market vendors, and caterers, among others. In sports, Slingers Football Club has stormed to the Guyana Football Federation Elite League Championship title with a dominant 11-0 victory over Fruta Conquerors at Providence. The win capped a season of total dominance, but the title itself was sealed earlier in the day when the Guyana Police Force and Guyana Defense Force played to a 2-2 draw, leaving Slingers 12 points clear at the top. With 3 matches still to play, the champions have been nearly flawless, conceding only 3 goals all season. Their consistency and defense have set them apart as the league's most formidable side. Now, Slingers are eyeing an undefeated finish and the chance to cross the 100-goal mark, having already netted 92. Ireland's white ball captain Paul Stirling has voiced disappointment at the lack of international cricket this summer, saying the squad feels underprepared heading into their next fixtures. After a long break, Ireland finally returned to action on Wednesday in Dublin with a 3-match T20 series against England. Remarkably, it will be their first international since a T20 defeat by the West Indies on June 15th. Since then, players have been limited to domestic competitions, meaning Ireland have played just 3 internationals since February. Stirling admitted the lack of match practice is frustrating, but said the squad is eager to reunite and test themselves against world-class opposition. Looking ahead, Ireland will tour Bangladesh in November as preparations continue for the 2026 T20 World Cup. Stirling says the team hopes for a busier calendar to build rhythm and competitiveness. Still ahead, CARICOM speaks out after Guatemalan forces entered Belizean waters. Donald Trump launches a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times, and a UN report accuses Israel of committing genocide in Gaza. Stay with us. Welcome back. CARICOM has issued a strong response to reports of Guatemalan forces entering Belize. The community is raising alarm after being informed that members of the Guatemalan Armed Forces entered Belizean territory in the Sarsoon River multiple times between September 10th and 13th. According to Belize, Guatemalan forces hoisted a flag, attempted to ram a Belizean military vessel, and block Belizeans from navigating the river. CARICOM says these actions violate Belize sovereignty and territorial integrity. The regional body commended Belizean officers for showing restraint to prevent escalation, while firmly asserting their country's sovereignty. In a statement today, CARICOM called on Guatemala to halt illegal incursions and aggressive actions that could raise tensions, escalate into conflict, and endanger civilians. The grouping reminded both sides that the territorial dispute is before the International Court of Justice and urged cooperation under SAR-STUN with the support of organizations of American states. CARICOM has reaffirmed its unwavering support for Belize sovereignty and pledged to uphold the Caribbean as a zone of peace. In international news, U.S. President Donald Trump has launched a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times, 4 of its reporters and publisher Penguin Random House, accusing them of defamation and libel. The Florida court filing cites a series of Times articles and a 2024 book titled Lucky Loser, which portrayed Trump as unfit for office and criticized his business record. Trump's lawyers argue that publications damage his brand, business reputation, and even contributed to declines in Trump Media and Technology Group's stock value. This is not Trump's first legal battle with the press. He has already sued the Wall Street Journal and Paramount, seeking billions over coverage he claims was false or misleading. In response, the New York Times says the lawsuit is meritless and an attempt to intimidate journalists, reaffirm his commitment to independent reporting. To win, Trump must clear the high legal bar of proving actual malice, a standard set by the Supreme Court's landmark 1964 New York Times versus Sullivan ruling, which he has long criticized as too protective of the press. Finally, this evening, a United Nations Commission of Inquiry has concluded that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza, a charge Israel has strongly rejected as scandalous and false. In a 72-page report published today, the COI accuses Israeli leaders, including Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, of orchestrating killings, forced displacement, and aid blockages with genocidal intent. It also cites statements from top officials as evidence of incitement. Commission Chair Navi Pillay, a former international judge, said the findings show Israel has carried out 4 of the 5 acts that legally define genocide under the UN Genocide Convention. She called it a moral outrage and legal emergency.
The goal of the Israeli government is abundantly clear as we continue to witness the destruction of Palestinians in Gaza. The Commission finds it is genocide. In our report, the Commission found that the Israeli authorities and Israeli security forces committed and are continuing to commit the following underlying acts of genocide against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. 1. Killing members of the group. 2. Causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. 3. Deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction in whole or in part. And 4. Imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. On the specific intent of genocide, the Commission concludes that statements made by Israeli authorities are direct evidence of genocidal intent.
Israeli President Isaac Herzog and the country's UN envoy dismissed the report as bias, saying it ignored Hamas' October 7, 2023 massacre and hostage-taking. Israel has refused to cooperate with the Commission, calling it politically motivated. The findings add pressure on the UN to officially use the term genocide, while Israel continues to face a separate genocide case at the International Court of Justice in The Hague. And that's all for this edition of Ignite News on 6 at 6. For more stories, visit ignitenews.com or follow us on social media. Thanks for watching. I'm Rihanna Nikram. See you tomorrow for more Ignite News.